Families and advocates call for more support from the government for people with disabilities. Atauro Island students take to the water to learn safety and conservation. Atauro women keep Atauro's diving and hunting traditions alive. Vision impaired archer from Australia targets world stage. Welcome back to RTTL World News. I'm Sony Madeira. More than 17,000 people live with a disability in Timor-Leste, but just 10,000 are being provided government support. RTTL World News spoke with families of people with disabilities in Hera who have been unable to access their payments. Vicky Madeira has more.
25-year-old Amelia Paseco from Hera does not have the required documents to be eligible for government payments.
Amelia has not yet got support from the government because she does not have electoral and baptism certificates.
Amelia's family cannot afford to obtain the legal documents.
We don't have money to get Amelia's documents because we don't have a job.
RTTL World News also met January de Suarez in Hera, who faces similar problems.
We treated him with traditional medicine and he improved a little. Then we took him to therapy at the Becora Center and used a wheelchair to train him. He struggled until he stood up a little better.
The lack of legal documents is also a concern for Mariana Maral Benavides and her family.
Getting these documents is difficult because it will take time to save up to pay for transportation from Hera to Dili. When we get back from Dili, we will go to the Paris to process documents, which can take weeks to months.
RTTL World News met with an advocacy group in Hera who is assisting people living with disabilities to access the government subsidies.
The center can facilitate people with disabilities to come here, to contact local leaders or the church to produce a certificate.
People living with disabilities in Timor-Leste are entitled to a payment of $180 every 3 months. The government says legal documents are required to access the subsidies.
Certainly, one of the criteria is the electoral card, identity card. This is also a requirement that our fellow people with disabilities must have to access the subsidies.
But families and advocates are calling for more assistance from the government for those who are unable to access their documents and subsidies.
I asked the local leaders to help us so that our children can access subsidies from the government like their fellow disabled people. This is our hope.
People with disabilities deserve special treatment, but I believe that people with disabilities have not been treated properly.
The 2022 census shows that access to education and formal employment opportunities remains uneven for those with disabilities, with just 19.1% currently employed and 16.1% aged 5 to 29 attending school. Vicky Madeira, Judas Magno, RTTL World News.
On Atauro Island, women are keeping a generations-old tradition of diving and fishing alive without modern equipment or oxygen tanks. As younger divers carry on the legacy, they are also learning from their elders about the changing ocean and the importance of protecting its future.
In Atauro, on the remote west coast of Atauro Island, women rely on the ocean for survival. Without an oxygen tank, equipped with only courage and arrows in hand, they dive below the surface. At 73 years old, Maria Cabeza Suarez has survived off the sea for decades.
Back in the day when famine struck, There was no food. We only had tamarind and papaya to eat, so we went diving to catch fish and snails.
Growing up, Maria would hunt for seafood with only a traditional spear gun and mask made by her father.
I dived every day back then and caught a lot of fish. Until I was 50, I felt I couldn't do it anymore. Now the younger generation does free diving, but the number of fish has started to decline because there are so many people who fish.
Her legacy and the legacy of those who came before her is now carried on by the next generation.
She used to be a strong diver. She could dive into the sea and went to market. But now, because of her advanced age, she can't do that anymore. We are the one doing the free diving.
We are very proud to carry on what our grandmother Maria used to do.
Maria was recently invited to share her experiences with local students and marine experts, bringing generations of traditional knowledge into a space shaped by a modern science.
I want to convey that free diving is something that should never be lost, and to let everyone know that in Atauro, especially in Atauro, women can dive freely in the sea. And this tradition began with our ancestors. Now that I'm older, I'm passing it on to the next generation.
Maria's knowledge is helping ensure Atauro's tradition and its connection to the sea lives on. Zagadas, RTTL World News.
Still on Atauro Island, young people are learning modern techniques to protect themselves at sea and preserve the marine environment surrounding their island. From kayaking and water safety to coral transplantation and mangrove conservation, the training is equipping the next generation with the knowledge to protect and restore Timor-Leste's rich coastal ecosystems.
Growing up on Atauro Island, these young people are natural swimmers.
Since we were little in Atauro, our life has been by the sea.
But now they have to subdue their egos to learn modern safety.
We received this training, which I found to be very different. The instructors taught us how to use life jackets and goggles, and how to survive when a boat capsizes. When we were little, we just went with our fathers to the sea to fish without proper instruction.
We are very happy that Benny Marine has taught us about how to use the safety equipment.
Instructors appreciate these young people's raw skills.
These local students knew how to swim, but now they are learning how to use modern equipment. As instructors, it is our duty to teach them, and this is very important for their safety when they are in the water.
After learning how to save themselves above the waves, now it's time to learn how to save lives below. Under the shade of a simple tent, students and their teachers learn the art of coral grafting.
This is new for us. We have to learn so we can pass this knowledge on to our community, especially to our students who are in Atauro, so they can continue to learn to protect and plant corals.
This is all new to me. We learned about the corals, what they eat, and how to protect them.
Coral transplantation experts guide them in understanding coral anatomy.
I'm very proud of it. This is like a Christmas tree, I think. So I love it.
Now, theory turns into real action. With the planting medium filled with coral seedlings, they set sail for the surveyed location. After a few minutes of installing, they return to the surface.
Coral transplantation is very important because we can restore the damaged area of the coral reefs. We planted the corals in areas where most of the corals due to climate change.
It will take more than 3 years for the coral to grow and become home for marine biodiversity. The learning doesn't stop there, as the students and the teachers continue their journey to the mangrove forest.
Here there are bears, bats, bees and others. So mangroves are a unique ecosystem because they are a place for animals to live and find food.
This mangrove forest will be used as a research hub to help protect the area's 9 types of mangrove species.
For coastal communities, preserving mangrove trees can generate income by improving fish stock. By preserving these trees, we improve our economy.
I am really happy because the second day we learned about mangrove because these mangroves are homes to fish, crabs and also other animals like birds and monkeys.
The restoration efforts continues by planting mangrove seedlings in the damaged area.
My dream is for the people of Timor-Leste to become the owners of that beauty that exists and pass on the beauty that is here to expert abroad, instead of other people coming to explain what our beauty is, while we ourselves don't know what our beauty is.
As new life begins underwater and along the coastline, the students and teachers take home a legacy of marine conservation knowledge. Zegedes, Sebastian Sarmento, RTTL World News.
The Japan International Cooperation Agency, or JICA, has been a long-standing development partner of Timor-Leste, supporting infrastructure, healthcare, and human resource development since 1999. As the country continues its ASEAN integration, Chief Representative Daisuke Fukumori discusses JICA's current priorities, including major investments in key infrastructure projects.
Could you please tell us what are JICA's most important projects currently being implemented in Timor-Leste, and how do they reflect JICA's main priorities?
So we have several important projects, such as President Nicolau Robert International Airport and upgrading of National Hospital Project, Agriculture Project, Fishery Project, Road Project. There are a couple of important projects. And so as for the priority area, we set 3 pillars, namely infrastructure and social service and the diversification of industry.
JICA recently contributed $12.2 million to Timor-Leste's first utility-scale solar and battery storage project. How does this investment help Timor-Leste reduce its dependence on oil and gas?
By increasing the upgrading the capacity of solar power and storage, I believe it reduces consumption of gas and imported gas and fuels in the long term.
In 2023, JICA signed a grant agreement to provide aid for improvement of President Nicolau Lobato International Airport. What are the biggest problems with the existing airport terminal that this project is designed to address?
Existing passenger terminal was designed for much smaller passengers. So therefore, our corporation is intended to expand the number of passengers to be accommodated. Also, we will provide some safety measures to meet the international standard.
How will the new airport support Timor-Leste's economic development?
So, new airport is kind of the gateway to the not only to the ASEAN but also other part of the wider world. As I said, the existing passenger terminals can accommodate a small number, but the new building accommodate much more numbers of passengers, and which lead to much more tourism and investment, trade, and regional connection with the ASEAN and the other part of the world.
In 2024, JICA signed a grant agreement to provide aid for the improvement of Gili Valadares National Hospital. What is JICA's main objective in supporting the development of the hospital?
Our objective is to upgrade healthcare service to the people in Timor-Leste. Especially, our project is upgrade the perinatal healthcare facilities. So I think we believe that it contribute to the mothers and babies.
Will the project reduce the need for Timorese patients to travel overseas for a specialist treatment?
Yes, in my understanding, at present, a couple of Timorese people have to go abroad to take medication due to insufficient service domestically. But in the long term, after upgrading the ward and facilities and department, it may contribute to reduce dependency on foreign treatment.
Thank you for talking to RTTL World News.
Thank you so much.
In international news, Australia generates millions of tons of waste every year, but one academic in WA is working to turn trash into treasure, hoping to make a big dent in those numbers by transforming unwanted produce and rubbish into viable products.
Apple season is in full swing at a family-run farm in the Bickley Valley. The discarded fruit, a treasure of sorts.
Oh, there's more over here.
Lin Lu started as an academic 10 years ago, mapping byproducts in the abalone industry, but it sparked bigger ideas.
It costs the same to grow a first grade apple as it does a second grade or a processing grade apple. There are sunk costs there. If you can use 100% of what you're producing.
Most of us are aware that waste is becoming a huge issue. As a country, we're generating 76 million tonnes per year. That's about 2.9 million tonnes per person. And heaps of it is ending up in landfill.
But there are some weird and wonderful ways to use food scraps.
So what I get is pure cellulose that comes out. And then from there, I process that into either paper, leather or wood products. But it could be turned into a bioplastic. It can be turned into any uses. So you can, instead of growing a tree, which takes 75 years, you can grow this in a week.
Matt fits this around his day job, and having a waste broker is critical.
You have a startup and you don't know what to do with it, and she helps find a market for it.
At this collie dump in WA, Renergy is using thermal conversion to transform rubbish into vinegar, biochar and oil.
We can process just under about 30,000 tonnes of biomass waste per year, and 4,000 tonnes per annum of the town's municipal solid waste.
More than 70% of the waste is recovered and turned into new products. Biochar from the plant has already been used on several fruit farms and a winery in southern WA. The project is funded by the Australian Renewable Energy Agency, and once fully up and running, it will be one of the biggest producers in the country.
I think it's important for people to see that it's possible because there are so many naysayers.
Yeah. A waste warrior on a recycling mission.
James Griffith is blind, so the idea of taking up a sport like archery might seem a bit confusing, but he has found his way in the sport through touch, sound and trust, and now dreams of competing at the world titles.
A target out of sight, but never out of reach. Gippsland man James Griffiths is a vision-impaired archer, relying on touch, sound and trust, instead of pure sight.
I don't give up. Do my best work when people say I can't do stuff. When they say you can't do this and you can't do that, I will prove people wrong.
Mr Griffiths uses his cane to position himself, then uses a tactile sight for guidance.
There's no vision at all. He feels his sight, he aims his arrows, he shoots his arrows.
Walk forward and collect them.
After each shot, James is told where the arrows have landed, allowing him to build a mental picture of the target.
You can't see it. So he's got to feel for it and work and listen to people around him that are helping him get there.
He took up archery recently, looking for challenges after a type 2 diabetes diagnosis at 19 changed the course of his life.
I'm lucky. I've only gone blind from diabetes and lost my kidneys. But other people lose their hands, their feet, their legs, their life.
He's now working towards his dream of qualifying for the World Archery Para-Championships and hoping the sport will be added to the Paralympic schedule. As the arrows leave the bow, James is chasing more than just a target. He's pursuing the chance to one day call himself a Paralympian.
I can show friends and family just what I've achieved while being blind.
Proof you can keep your eye on the prize even if you can't see it.
And now tomorrow's weather. In Dili, hazy sunshine with a shower in spots in the afternoon, a top temperature of 31 and a low of 21 degrees. Hazy sunshine in Baucau, turning cloudy in the night, with temperatures ranging between 30 and 17 degrees. In Lautem, hazy sunshine then cloudy, with a high of 28 and a low of 19 degrees. Partly sunny in Bobonaru, with a top temperature of 29 and a low of 14. Clear with hazy sunshine in Naileu, turning partly cloudy, temperatures ranging between 27 and 13. Mostly sunny in Kupang, a high of 30 and a low of 20. Partly sunny in Bali, with temperatures ranging between 35 and 19. In Jakarta, turning cloudy with a little rain in the afternoon, a top of 33 and a low of 24. In Seoul, a morning shower is possible, followed by very warm and humid conditions, with showers and thunderstorms later, a high of 32 and a low of 25 degrees. Clear with hazy sun in Dari, with temperatures ranging between 34 and 22 degrees. In Sydney, partly to mostly sunny and breezy in the afternoon, a high of 19 and a low of 11 degrees. In Lisbon, a couple of showers in the morning, otherwise partly sunny, temperatures ranging between 26 and 17 degrees. Clouds and breaks of sun in London, with a passing shower or two in the afternoon, a top temperature of 22 and a low of 16. And in Belfast, cloudy with a passing shower or two, a top temperature of 21 and a low of 12 degrees. Thanks for joining us again on the program. RTTL World News will be back with more stories on Sunday. Bye for now.